for the union reps, the New Yorkers from all 5 boroughs. We are united together because we cannot afford these closures. It would equal lives lost. Serious fires happen every day in New York.
Over the last 5 years, New York City firefighters have responded to more emergencies than at any period in the history of New York City. So at a time when firefighters are asked to do more, at a time when we are doing more, the mayor has proposed closing 20 fire companies. The impact will be devastating on the public. Public safety will be compromised in many ways. And yet the commissioner will show up today and talk about response times. Well, we've proven that they're not telling the truth about response times, and more importantly, the statistics that they use to justify these cuts are outrageous. The truth is very simple. The taxpayers of New York deserve to have their firehouse stay open. And when someone dials 911, when they have an emergency, medical or a fire, they should hope that a New York City fire company doesn't have to drive past a closed firehouse to get to them, because seconds counts. Lives will be lost. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen on the backs of the taxpayers of New York, who deserve the best fire protection in the world. They won't have it if this budget goes through as is implemented. Thank you.
I want to thank my colleague Liz Crowley, and I did not know that only after a year, when we saved the firehouses, I'd be back here again trying to save the firehouses. In the city of New York, in the fire department, or anyone else who tells you that response time will not go up once these companies close, well, whatever they're drinking, I'd like some. They know that response time will go up, and when response time goes up, people lose their lives.
We have to have priorities, as Al Hagen said. These cuts cannot be made in areas which translate into lives, and that's exactly what will happen if these fire department cuts go through. Now, the commissioner will come in and try to say that there are less fires, and that's why we can justify this. But you know why? First of all, that's a disputed fact, but if there are less fires, it's because the guys behind me, when they're not running in to fires to save lives, they're walking in to inspect the buildings to ensure that the fires don't happen. And that's why we need every one of them standing up here and cannot tolerate any cuts to our fire department.
I have the privilege of having both unions here represent my family. My brother Patrick is an officer in the fire department. My brother Terrence, a firefighter. I know better than almost any other council member what goes on day in and day out in those firehouses and the burdens that our firefighters face every single day. The fact is, even if response times increased 5 seconds, that could be the 5 seconds that makes a difference between life and death for someone, or whether or not that building's fire could be contained or not. The city of New York has a commitment to its citizens that it must honor. And that commitment is and must always be public safety is our #1 priority.